Yeah, we are.
Oh, it's just us. So good morning, Denise. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Darlene. Good morning to you.
Oh, she's trying to act funny. Gave her part of that waffle and she wants to like, this ain't what? This don't smell like something I just have to have.
So that's okay.
All right.
You ain't got to eat it, girl.
Let me pop open
Facebook.
Facebook real quick.
See who's there. Not anybody home.
You got me thinking of that song.
Yeah. What?
It's all right.
Oh, hey.
Well, Michelle, good morning.
Yay! Hey, Michelle.
She might not can hear us yet
Oh,
until
she's probably watching the ad.
there they are.
There's her. Yay! Hey,
Michelle, you're the
Michelle. Hey,
first one
Chris.
on. Good morning, Chris.
So happy to see you guys. Thank you for showing up. So,
I'm not
hey,
froze. I'm
no, she's just reading. That's the
good
way she
morning,
looks when
darling
she
B.
reads. Hey, Darlene B.
Darlene, I got
I
me
love you.
some I got me some cream cheese today.
Oh, yeah.
I know what I'm gonna be eating for lunch today.
To get you some crackers or
Ritz.
graham crackers.
Ritz. So I'm
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
doing
Oh,
some cream
yeah.
cheese, some
Uh-huh.
lime jelly.
Hmm.
Hey Joel, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you, sweetie.
We
I'm
we
glad all
decided
y'all are
to
here.
start doing 9 o'clock, which is just not even 30 minutes later, but good morning, Amber. Good
Hey,
morning.
Amber. How you
Look,
doing, sweetie?
I done found out that this morning, which is our morning. Oh, good morning, Jonathan. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for
Jonathan.
that. Jonathan
Oh,
sneaks in here and throws me the super chat.
that's sweet. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
What did
Um,
you find out?
huh?
You talking about Amber?
Oh, Amber, yeah. How are you doing this morning, Amber? I like those little super sticker thingies. It's the
I
little
know, aren't they
lemon
cute?
blowing kisses. Yes, they're so cute. Yeah, so I started coming a little bit later and figured, look 30 minutes to make me not feel so rushed. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Yeah, Sandy up all hours of the morning this morning. She had her own little thing going on this morning. She was
Mm-hmm.
sleeping. So then she comes in on here with us in the morning and then she falls asleep.
She says we always put her to sleep.
Something about us talking just puts her right out.
Lulls her to sleep. I told her it's our soothing voices.
No, it's actually we so boring in the mornings that it'll put
Yeah, we
everybody to
just
sleep.
bored her to death. Bored her right to sleep.
Amber, you're right. Something has to give.
I agree.
Um, but with your age, Amber, they're going to try all they can do not to mess with that issue,
Yeah.
because a permanent issue for something like that could stand in the way of you having children. So
Yes.
I know it's rough because I've been there. I've had the same issue,
Mm-hmm.
and but you're still young enough.
Exactly.
I know you are, Amber, and you're so young. Um,
Yes.
you're so young to have to be hurting all the time. When I was your age, I was ripping and romping it.
Yeah. Me too. That's probably why my body is like it is. Because I was hard
Oh,
on it.
Darlene.
Ah, will do.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Yeah, so Blandine's husband is being put through. He's
Oh, man.
so morning, Monique. So yes, Darlene B.
Okay, Mary.
You guys,
Hey, my beautiful
Darlene,
Monique.
Darlene's, their preacher's got very strong
Love you.
opinions on what
Yeah.
what Darlene's husband can wear and what not to wear to church, and that's not right. Yes, Blandine's husband.
Thank you, Joe. That's so sweet. Appreciate it. Go ahead. If you need to get off and get some sleep, you go sleep.
Oh,
Hey, Ben.
thank you, Joel. Yeah, Joel. I
Hi.
mean Ben. Joel, thank you. Yes, we always will take your love and blessings, and I always just love to see your face pop up anyway. But
Amen.
yes, get you some sleep. Ben, you was right. Today's today's 55. I messed up. I skipped a day somewhere along the way. But still,
I
um,
agree, darling.
there's our Tracy.
Yay! Oh,
Yeah,
bless her heart.
it's the same as if it's the same for what he's saying about your husband is the same as if he was saying it about a woman. It's the same thing. Yes, Ben, it is. Um, because good morning, Leticia. Good
It's
morning.
okay, Tracy. Morning, Leticia. I love you, Tracy.
I figured
Love
you
you too.
fell asleep,
Yep.
but your husband wearing a kilt. If he was in the other country, there'd be nothing. Nobody would blink an eye at that. So it's the same. Should be the same God. I
It
mean,
is.
men wear kilts.
There's nothing wrong with that
No,
at all.
my husband used to wear nothing but overalls forever. That's fine, Mary. We'll put you
That's
to
okay,
sleep.
sweetheart. Yeah, we will. We're good at that.
Leticia, thank you for stopping in. And look, you're going out of
Love you,
town.
Leticia.
Please be careful. Please be careful.
Please. And stay safe, girl.
Well, um, Mr. Kovac, he still sends me links to come in if I can on his lives. What? Oh goodness.
You are kidding me, darling B.
Well, Darlene,
No.
he would sure enough freak out where I go, because the pastor's son, his hair is long, must be long because he keeps the top part pulled up in a ponytail on the top of his head.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Because that's just sad because people that can affect somebody else as to turn
Very
away
true.
from. Yes, he looks at the inside, and that's why we have to be careful, because if we cause somebody to turn away before they give their life over to the Lord, then their blood will be on our hands, and that's a scary thing.
Exactly.
That's a scary thing. Yeah.
Stop. I agree. Darlene, you just need to.
It's
Yeah. Good deal.
And I know, Ben, if look, this body of mine just if somebody looks on the outside, they'll think, well, she's mighty lazy. If she's got time to sit in front of the computer, then she could get
Yeah.
up and do housework and stuff like that. But that's how we judge sometimes on what's going on the outside of somebody. We don't really see what's going on the inside.
It's because we
And
don't bother to look any further.
I thank God he does not look at my my outwardly part,
Amen. Me too.
and even
I'm talking about
inwardly.
myself.
Yeah, even inwardly. I guess we can all sometimes we are all judgmental to a point, but I can't very well come on here and tell somebody, well, if you're doing this, you can't wear this or that. If you want to go to church, that's going to turn people away.
No.
That will turn people away, and that's what's happening now.
Oh, big time.
You know, people feel like they can't go to church because they don't have the correct clothes to wear, or first one thing or the
Oh,
other.
yeah. Mm, mm, mm.
That's right, Monique. Like Monique said, he needs
Mm-mm.
prayers. He
Yes,
needs
he
prayers.
does. Yeah,
So
that preacher does.
yes.
Definitely.
So
Because
Darlene
he
B,
is doing the wrong thing.
I think we've been down this path before of having to pray for your pastor,
Pastor. Yes.
because I think he did this once before and then he kind of backed off a little bit.
Yes.
Good morning, this Trucker's Life. Welcome, welcome. Good morning.
Good to see you here, sweetie. Glad
Well,
you joined us.
well, the way I look at it, and this is what I keep telling Casey, the longer the world just keeps on going, it's going to get worse.
Yes, it
And
is.
it will continue, I think, to bring out the worst in people,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
saved or unsaved. I think the worst will come out. Oh, good morning, Diana. Good morning,
Hey,
Diana.
Diana. Hey, sweetie.
Oh, thank you. But you know, oh, Ben, talking about he needs to be taken behind the woodshed. Look, young people don't know about the woodshed anymore. Thank you,
Yeah.
Diana. Diana, I decided to start mornings at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Let her sleep some.
and yeah, try to sleep a little bit longer. Amber, I love you. I pray your day goes good. We all pray
Love you,
for
sweetheart.
your pain level while you go to work.
Love you very much, Amber. You're in my prayers.
But Yeah, I tell my son things are going to get worse. They'll never get better. And so he's not going to bother the ones he already has. He will try to use people to turn
Yes.
um, people away from God instead of being the
Towards God.
channel. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Diana. You know, Diana, it's just,
Sweetheart.
I'm the same all the time.
Yes. All the time.
Ben, I'm glad you got to sleep in yesterday. So that's a
Oh,
good
me
thing.
too. And that's a
That is a
praise.
good thing that you was able to sleep in. You're right, Monique. The season's coming, and we know how the whole thing will play out, and all we have to do is do our best. We have to do our best to reach all the people we can, and even with my daughter, yeah, today's day 55, but
Awesome.
the devil sure don't like giving up. He does not like somebody to do good. He doesn't like somebody to turn their life around. So, you guys continue to pray
Yep.
that, the clutches will ease up because, yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all. I'm doing the popping up and down. The sleep part, not the missing y'all part. Oh, Lordy.
because sometimes getting clean and sober is the first part, but then the um, um, having a foot in both in on both sides. The world's
Yes.
wanting you to do some things that will ease you back into that kind of lifestyle again. So, you know, we're still
So,
praying on that part. Oh, you guys, I messed up last night, and yes, yes, Diana, and Diana, even if the circumstances are changed, even you can be live somewhere different, and still things will try to pull you back. You know, and even me, I don't hardly go anywhere. I'm just in the house, but um, believe me, even being in the house, um, no devil can sneak in through
oh,
whatever
yeah.
he can sneak in through the telephone, or somebody can send you a message that just sets you off, or um, so any of us can be kind of forget ourselves sometimes. Yes, Diana. But if you're forced to change, then that's not real change. You can't
No.
force somebody to change. That's got to be their decision on how to change, what to better their life and everything.
Y'all have to excuse this cough I got. It's, my allergies are kicking and
Excuse me.
everything's, everything's coming, but it's going down the back way instead of coming out my nose.
Good morning. Good morning,
Hey,
Sonia and Judy. Good morning.
Sonia. Hey, Judy. It's good to
But
see
yes,
you
it's
guys.
11,358 days for
Yeah.
Ben. But
Yay, being.
even if we just drive to the store, somebody could cut us off in traffic, or somebody could do something that kind of makes us hurry up and think ungodly things real quick. So,
True.
that's why the scripture's in there for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So, yes, we're all sinners saved by grace. And but my goodness, when good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning. I love you bunches too. But when somebody, puts herself in front of a congregation in a church, um, when you put yourself in that position, you have to be very careful. And even coming on here in the mornings and doing this, I pray not to say the wrong thing or to do anything um, that would be out of the way, that would hurt somebody else or mislead somebody.
Very,
Um,
very true.
but I am a silly person by nature. You guys know that. Um, I get off track sometimes. You guys already know that too. So sometimes between silly and getting off track, I can end up saying or doing something that I'm sure is not pleasing to the Lord right at the moment. But it's never intentional, believe me. Oh, but
Amen.
I like the scripture, Psalms 100. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name.
Amen.
I told uh, Denise this morning, we used to sing that. I'll enter into his gates with thanksgiving, to his courts with praise. How else? I will rejoice and be glad in him. How did it go, Denise?
I'm trying to think.
But there's a song. Of course, Psalms, any Psalms could be okay, Darlene. Made into songs. But I used to love the one. I will enter into his gates with thanksgiving. I will enter into his with praise. Hey, we were singing it this morning. I just
I
forget
know.
it
I
now.
just cannot.
Good morning, Bougie Bear. Good morning.
It's what we
Good
call mushroom,
morning.
like Sandy
Look,
said.
Bougie
Mushroom.
Bear, they had me spelling your name wrong the other day.
It
I thought it was Boujee when I did that foodie for you.
wasn't.
Good morning, Tim. Oh yeah,
That was
Judy. Judy.
Casey. Hey, Tim.
Oh yeah, say it's raining where you are.
Good to see you,
It's all
Tim.
kind of stuff here.
Thank you for
Yeah.
stopping by.
We enter his gates with thanksgiving in our hearts. We enter his gates with that the Lord has made. Anyway. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Tim.
Tim. Yes. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice because he has made me glad. Yes. Tim, it isn't awful here with the humidity. It'll rain just long enough for the humidity to be just outrageous, just out there.
Exactly. I got up this morning, came outside. It was cool. The sun was just starting to rise, and it was beautiful out here. And then all of a sudden, the sun's coming up, and I look, and there's haze everywhere. I'm like, oh, that means hot and
Yep.
muggy.
Yeah,
Humidity is
by
going to be high.
8,
It's
8,
already
9.
hot. And, ugh.
It's showing at 77 right now, but the high today is supposed to be 95 with 93% humidity.
Yeah, our humidity is extremely high today. And yeah, I'm like you, temps in the 90s.
Monique, since my husband takes Bailey out in the mornings, I don't even see the morning sky. I
Yeah, it's already 88 degrees here this morning. It's 88 degrees. So,
heck,
hello.
I feel like I'm caged up because because of humidity, the doors are just swelling and it's hard to open them.
Yeah.
Oh, so Tim's in Delaware by the ocean.
Yep.
You way up there, Tim.
And I know it's 88 because I walked out there and looked at the thermometer
Yeah,
on
so
my
me and
porch.
Bougie Bear and Denise, we all kind of live in the same area. Ben, if it's only 47 where you're at, you must be up in the, I forget where, up in the mountains.
I gotcha.
I know I ask you all the time where you at.
Oh, it's going to be 71 later, Ben. Hey, 71 is good.
I've only
He lives
lived,
in Michigan, too.
Tim, I guess I've lived, the only actual places is in California, Georgia, because we lived in Atlanta for 3 years and just close to where I'm at now. That's the only three places I've lived.
Awesome, Monique. That's great.
My grandson opted to go to school instead of being homeschooled. He wanted to go so that way he can keep his extracurriculars, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah.
Because if you,
Go ahead, babe. You go out. Go ahead.
oh, morning, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda. It's nice to see
Yeah,
you.
Monique, I asked my husband, I asked my grandson how his first day went, and I haven't heard yet. But I'll just have to send him another one and ask him. Teenage boys just ain't much. They want a game, but they're just not much up to talking to
Yeah.
the grandparents that much at 15, 16 years old.
Yeah. Tatum
I,
starts school on the 8th of September.
so is he going to actually go to school
Yeah.
or
He's going to go to school. His mom will take him and she'll pick him up.
so
He will be
with
wearing a mask.
So Sonia, since you guys are on level 4 shutdown, you're having to homeschool again, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Bless her heart.
You know, I never thought I'd ever see to where across the different countries and everything, people would be sitting and say, "Well, are your kids able to go into school now?" That's so weird for me. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's amazing to have friends all over the world. We used to have pen pals,
Yeah.
and
The
that's
only person I had pen pal with, he was in Canada.
hmm I had one in. Seemed like he was in France. Yeah, I think he was in France.
So Sonia says she feels like her daughter missed most of grade 10. Yeah, I think a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I found out that in doing these things, that some kids are excelling doing it that way. So they're able to raise a grade.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a whole new world, whole new world.
Yeah, it's major different than anything we've ever had to do.
Hopefully you will, Sonia. Hopefully you will. Monique, I wouldn't have done very well sitting, I don't think, in front of a computer. Well, maybe if it was a computer, but the way I did some kind of art curriculum thing one time where it was mailed to me, I'd do it and then mail it back. I didn't learn that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good, Ben.
Oh, that'd be awesome, Ben.
Oh, so Diana says she homeschooled all of her children. And we had some friends once upon a time, and they homeschooled their two, but they still had to do a GED, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. All my kids went
Diana,
to school.
I think
My
it's got a lot to do
grandkids
with,
went to school.
I think it's got a lot to do with the parents too that do it because
Mm-hmm.
I I just don't know if I could have done it. Now, if I wasn't working, yes, I could have kept them on task.
No, that would not have worked at my house.
But Sonia, with you having, with some of your children having special needs, that to be to take your time with each one of them, that seems like that would have been tough if I'm wording that correctly.
Yeah.
Um, our kids went to a church school one time, but they really didn't. Casey was okay because he was real little. He didn't care
Yeah.
um, where he was at. He just wanted to be home. Other than that, he'd make do of it, but he always just wanted to be home with me. But Tiffany got to the point that she wanted to go back to public school. She felt like she was missing out on stuff, so we put her back in. She was in junior high, and we put her back into the junior high school. And of course, by the time she got in high school, she was in ROTC. She was on color guard, and then she was co-captain and then captain of the color guard. So she did a whole lot of extracurricular activities and still kept her schoolwork up. So she was very
Yeah.
social in school.
Yeah. Elijah was in the band, and had been since 8th grade. So that was that was his thing, and he loved it. He's good at it. Um, then he was drum major, and now he's gone off to college, and he's going to study to be a lawyer. Whoa! Like,
Odd.
wow, that's different.
Yeah, see, that's why I was saying, Sonya. It
Yes.
it's it would have to be hard for one parent to try to help three children at the same time that have learning disabilities.
Yeah.
When I had daycare, well, when I worked in daycare center and I had a lot of kids in my 2-year-old room, um, most of them were okay and could play well with others and do what they're supposed to, but there'd be always that one or two that I'd have to try to think of things to help them. And that was hard for me. So I couldn't imagine doing it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then there are different, yeah, like you said, emotional. Um, I had one little boy, he was 3. He should have been put up into the 3-year-old class, but he didn't want to, he wanted to be with me. And but he would become violent sometimes. I remember one day he flipped a table over, and it was one of the, the like you'd have in schools or in daycares, a long wooden table, and he just got upset one day and just flipped it over, and the other kids were looked like they were scared, and
Yeah.
then he would take a chair and maybe just throw a chair, and you know it was rough, and he loved me to death. So whenever his mom would bring him and his other brothers in, he would run straight to my class and just grab me
Yeah.
around my waist. And it didn't matter, even if we were in the grocery store and I saw him, he was always going to find me if he was somewhere, and loved me to death. But I finally told my friend, I said, look, he needs to go on up to the with the 3-year-olds. I said, because he's
Yeah.
acting out too much with the 2-year-olds. So that was something to contend with.
Yeah.
And then I had a little girl that she acted out big time too. Oh, she acted out even when she started school, and I would see her at the public schools. And bless her heart, most of hers was because her mama backed all of her bad behavior. But
Yeah.
as long as I would let her sit beside me when it was story time or whatever I did, as long as she sat beside me, she was okay. And so I I guess I did homeschool in a way. Just other people's kids, and they act better. Sometimes the other people's kids act better with you than your own kids.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Oh, Ben said his wife's a school mom, but he's the principal.
Man.
And I used to love when I had my daycare across the street. I would do the teaching them from a baby up to like 3 years old, and then they did need to go into a K4 program because here K4 is like kindergarten. Used to be K4 kindergarten was a half a
Yeah.
day, but
Yeah.
now K4 I think is a full day here.
Yeah.
But
We do pre-K, which is all day.
and I had a teacher tell me that children that came out of daycare systems instead of that went to, what is the other thing, Denise? They would go
Head
to
Start.
Head Start. that the ones that come out of daycare tended to do better than Head Start, because
Mm-hmm.
we would teach them their colors, and they didn't just have a snack and then
Their
go home.
shape and numbers and
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah,
did all that too at daycare.
yeah. So I
And I'm
forget
gonna
you're a
tell you what, a
daycare person.
child's mind is a wonderful thing. You can teach them so much, and they only have this window that you can really get them and go for it. It
Yeah,
helps
and
so much.
I had one of the oh
But
oh my gosh, Ben. Oh my goodness. Look, my sister that's 7 years older than me, when I remember in high school when I my government teacher, when he come across my name, and he'd always call me just by my last name, and he would say, "Wait, are you any relation?" And now my other sister, 2 years older than me. I don't guess she had him.
mm-hmm.
Um, so he said, "Are you any relation to Irene?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my oldest sister." Yeah, he already had me pegged for a talker. So yeah, I loved him to death. Ben, you mean the
Tracy,
same
go lay
person?
down.
Yeah, Tracy. You better
Please
go
just go
doze
lay
before
down,
you have the
baby.
doctor's visit.
Yeah, go lay down before your
So
CT
Ben, you mean
scan.
the same person was there from when you were there?
Yeah, that's what he said. And he had his son. He must have been young when he started teaching.
Well, now my daughter's English or literature teacher,
Yes.
she was Keevan's teacher as well. And so she was Casey's too, I mean Tiffany's too. So that
Oh, yeah.
it
There
was the
have
same
been teachers
principal.
that have been there forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had a math teacher that had been, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years she taught. But no, none of my kids had her because I went to a different school than they did.
I did I did too. I went to two, well, I don't know how many I went to in California, but when we was out here, I just went to two different schools.
Yeah, my dad was in the military, but when we moved here, we lived on post, so we went to school in Huntsville, where my kids go to Long County schools, so instead of Liberty County.
Okay, so Sonia said Jessica did better with a smaller class. So she did better in a small daycare than she did in a larger class. Good morning again, Mr. Derek, NASCAR man 3345.
Hey, Derek, it's good to see you,
Now,
sweetheart.
now see,
Glad
Ben
you're
puts
here.
that. That's how we were. That's how we were, Ben. In California, we just, I don't know why we moved around so much out there, but I don't know how many first grades I was in. But out here, we stayed pretty much into the same school system until I was a senior. Yeah, I just never, it never bothered me moving a lot, but it bothered my sister. Um, to me, it was always an adventure moving to another house. But with my
Yeah.
kids, oh, Ben went to 3 schools in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. I could say, and being like you, Denise, was it hard to, because you're just so friendly, was it hard to feel like you fit in? Or I know some,
I I didn't have any issues with that. I got along with pretty well anybody. So, and I mean, I have friends that I've had for a very, very long time as well. You know, um, I have one friend that I met in 4th grade, and we're still close. Um, I have one that I met before I went to high school, and we're still friends. We don't live in the same place, but we're still friends. But now the one in 4th grade, she was because we were living um, with my grandparents, or in the house close to my grandparents. So it's my dad and mom's hometown. So yeah, we go back. I still see her.
so
But
Monique said
yeah,
her
I was
son,
okay.
she said her
Mm-hmm.
son had a great day. So yay. Thank God he had a good day.
Yay!
Sonia
Awesome.
Sonia said
Praise the Lord.
that she don't think that it wouldn't be right to send her kids to the same school because she wouldn't want them prejudged for how she was. Oh,
Yeah.
Sonia, you couldn't have been that bad.
Oh yeah.
And
We had
Ben, I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Crawley too. Um, and when I saw her years later, I'm like, no fair. She still looked the exact same. And I'm like, how in the world can some of the teachers look the same? I wasn't bad in school. I just talked a lot.
yeah.
I lost my concentration a lot, and and I just couldn't stay on point. Which you guys know that. I mean, you guys are here with me, and I'm pretty much the same. And I could
Yeah.
read something, but when it come to taking a test, it would all be gone. I could not retain. I couldn't retain what I read sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I still do. Um,
It's just a subject.
it's Oh, Monique says she's bad arguments with teachers. I never um I didn't get into it with
Yeah.
my teacher, but my dad had to get into it with the band director. He had to go to the school a couple of times because of a band director, because of me.
Gotcha.
Um, Ben, you're like my son. Yes, you're like my son. My son would get bored very easily, and it would irritate the teacher if she asked, "Does anybody need help?" And Casey would be done turn his paperwork in, and he'd raise his hand, and that irritated her. So yeah, Casey irritated that
Yeah.
teacher very much.
Yeah, because it was like, there's no way you're finished with that. Like, yeah, I am.
I remember I had a hard time with math, but once I would get it in my head, I did go to band camp, Derek. I sure did. I was in the band. So um uh junior high and high school I was.
I
But
had one teacher that was on me all the time. And I don't understand why I made straight A's in her class, but she was constantly calling me out for things I didn't do. She kept swearing I was chewing gum. Ain't no way I was going to chew gum in that new school because They made you rake up gum off the carpet if you got caught. No, I don't chew gum in class.
Well, my ninth grade year, I remember what really impacted me, and I've got all my report cards, was that I got an I in history or government. And that to me was awful because why didn't I never could understand why my parents didn't just say, hey, you got an I. That's incomplete. You know,
Yeah,
why didn't, but there's a lot of family dynamics going on because
yeah,
that's, yeah, my baby brother in 74. So my fourth grade year, um, we lost him. So I understand. I try to put myself in somebody's position, but
yeah,
but um, I felt
yeah.
sick of what was going on with their mind, their heads, and
Mm-hmm.
but I just couldn't. I would just couldn't be there completely. I just couldn't.
Yeah, things have. I mean, they're.
Now, see, I wouldn't have never talked back to the teachers because I was cowered down. I was more cowered down. So, but, but I remember one math teacher that was so good that I went up to her after class and I told her I could not understand a certain problem. And she took that time and she went over it with me, and then I got it. So it was
Yeah,
like I didn't want to ask in class with everybody else around.
yeah.
Um, look, you guys, I'd be sleepy. I'm just saying. Some of it, I would be sleepy after lunch.
That's awesome, Ben.
After lunch, I would be so sleepy, and I would go in the library sometimes and just lay my head down, and go to sleep. So I would crash after a certain part of the day. And I was that way at work too. And so I would call my dad to come get me. He worked third shift in my high school, and he would have to
Mhm.
get up out of the bed and come get me.
Ooh.
Oh, Ben. I really, junior high, I think I had one boyfriend for a little bit. We called each other that. No, I didn't have phone calls and stuff like that. I wasn't allowed to. But
Yeah.
um, high school, there was a couple that liked me or even came to the house, but I just didn't think too many people liked me in high school.
I
And,
got it.
I mean, oh, oh my goodness, Judy. See, I see now you guys are the Breakfast Club. That's what, yeah, I need to rename this the Breakfast Club, like
Very
that.
good.
Judy. I can look. I know how Judy and Mama are at night when they're talking, so
Oh yeah.
I can imagine Judy being in trouble, and I can imagine Derek being in trouble. But I wasn't troublesome. I just never felt like I fit anywhere. I just if you if you send your kids or your grandkids out of the house feeling like they don't fit, then
Yeah.
they're not going to feel like they fit when they're in public, when they're at school. So
Very true.
school was my outing. Hey, I'd rather have been at school than I had rather be at home.
Oh
And
yeah. I love school. I love the friendships that are formed in school.
And Monique, I had friends. I just now my senior year, I had fun my senior year. I really did. But the other school, I didn't know where my place was with the crowd. But then I remembered I had a best friend, and he always had a crowd of younger boys around him. And I didn't find out until years later, um, that they all liked me. I just didn't
Uh
see
huh.
that.
They had a crush on you.
Yeah, I never thought that anybody did. I just did not. Yeah, Monique,
That was
it's
not.
kind of like you had that
Well, you were never
one.
made to feel beautiful. You were never made to feel special at home.
Wait,
What?
wait, who did Ben? Who did I miss?
Saddam 276. Who's that? Hello.
Oh, look.
Oh, okay.
I see it now, but it's not showing up on one screen. So hello, let me see. Where?
Oh, I bet MawMaw was too.
Well, I think Mama skipped school, but that'd be her story.
Oh, okay.
Saddam, I was trying to find Saddam to see if I already have you.
SADDAM
Yeah, but
276.
it's easy if I just click on it.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
You
right.
see what I'm
You
saying? I'm
had
not
that
seeing it
program.
in.
Yeah, you had that program. It was right above Ben.
Darling B got paddled too. I'm reading back.
Oh, yeah. She had a teacher that had it in for her who happened to do the principal's life.
Well, welcome,
That's
Saddam.
really bad.
Welcome.
Mm. Yeah,
Good
glad to
morning,
have you.
Dwayne. Good morning. Yep, for
Yo,
some reason
Wayne.
it just is not going to show
Okay.
on my chat screen. That's
Oh,
crazy.
I don't know. I see him.
We talking about school. I bet I guarantee that
Yes,
Dwayne got in trouble all the time. I'm
I
just
bet
saying,
he
Dwayne,
did.
I love you, but I bet you got in trouble a lot.
Class clown. Yes, no, maybe so.
I bet he was. Um, oh my goodness.
Monique,
You
bless your
know,
heart.
my daughter, most of the time when she didn't like one of her teachers, like her fourth grade teacher, she's just
Oh
mean.
goodness.
She's just mean. And I'd say, no, just give her a chance. And they would always be her favorite teachers before the school year ended.
Yeah,
Um, so she would always feel like that. Casey, that boy charmed all his teachers. His high school year, all of them
I
women
bet
teachers
he
loved.
did.
Yes, they all loved
I don't.
him.
I have no clue what Miss Wisner had against me. I really have no clue whatsoever. She, I never did anything to the woman. I was good in class. Oh yeah, she even accused me of cheating and stuff. I said, no, ma'am. You won't find nothing here that I cheated.
Now,
Not even.
now,
No.
yeah, our we had a science teacher that, yeah, we all cheated in that class.
I
Um,
didn't cheat.
But the thing of it is, they would hold the paper. She would get to talking about something, and I can remember it was having to list the parts of the microscope and list the parts of the amoeba and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they would hold up the thing like this and just hold it up, and she would just be in a world of her own,
Yeah.
and you know, with her cup of coffee, and that would probably be me as a teacher in high school. I would probably be just sitting there staring out the window somewhere. Oh gosh, all right, true story. Let me see what Dwayne done.
Miss Wisner was ooh, that
Okay.
woman.
Oh, Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne. I would write I would write my own notes too.
Now I didn't write my own. I did my brother and sisters, but I would never my own. Never.
Uh-oh.
Uh.
Oh my gosh. Ben. Dw- the big dog that tore up his wife's favorite shoes.
Oh. Oh man.
Look,
Mm.
Casey had to get Bailey this morning. He done picked her up off the bed, took her in the bathroom, made her look at what she tore up in the bathroom. And she didn't even have sense enough to run back in there and get back on the bed. She just looked back at him. Dwayne, mine was attendance, my 11th grade year, because like I said, I would go back home. I would, and they, I had the grades. Um, in my 11th grade year, I had the lowest thing was a C plus, even though half of the second half of school, I wouldn't be there most of the time. We wrote our own notes because mom and them just didn't. I mean, I guess once upon a time they did, but I had older siblings and they would sign my report cards. Oh, Judy. I'm telling you, that's a discussion mama will have to tell.
Oh yeah.
I could write like my mom.
Oh yeah. I could write like mine too.
Look, Amber's listening. She's like, I wonder. I wonder if
But I
Mama
just
Darlene's
didn't.
I wonder if Mama Darlene's gonna tell on me. No, because by the time Amber started school, Amber was on she was on medication. Her look, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell on
Gotcha.
you, Amber, since you listen.
Mm-hmm. She
Amber's
gonna tell
mama
on you
come
now.
Yeah, Amber's mama come get her. She said, I'll be so glad when she starts school and they get her on some medicine. I said, what about me? I said, what about me now? That's what Amber wasn't bad, child. She was just, woo. She
All
was
over the
all,
place.
yes.
She was a busy little bee.
Oh, I never took calculus. I never took calculus. I never took, I just took regular math.
Yeah, I mean, I took algebra, but that was it. I didn't take geometry. I didn't take chemistry. I don't want all that mess.
But I run into people now and I know one of my friends, he works up here at Kroger. He went in the military, but he was one of my little buddies. He's one in junior high, put him in the locker. And it's like I stuffed him in the locker, but one leg wouldn't go in. But, but I loved him to death and he we were talking one time, and I told him how I felt in high school. He said, "Do you know how that would have impacted me if I would have come to school and somebody would have said that you did something to yourself?" And he said that would have impacted my life. He said it really would have. He said, "I didn't know you felt that way back then." I said, "Yeah, because they saw me as they saw me as happy go lucky. They did. The friends that I had that way." But he's so funny, bless him. He'll tell me, he said, "No, you were the most beautiful girl in high school." I said, "Oh boy, go on with yourself. Go on with yourself." But that's what he told me. He said, "No." He said, "You were." But no, I never felt like that. Never.
I know. Even though you were, and you still are, beautiful
Yeah,
person.
then my husband got into him and his brother got into the two younger brothers got into stuff like that in high school. I guess later in Keevan's high school, um, hanging out and stuff like that. But all three of them graduated. All of Mama's children graduated, and
Amen.
the only all right, Darlene B.
Love
And
you,
Darlene
darling
B.
B.
Yes, we're gonna pray about your pastor, even if you guys don't
Yes.
stay there. We just pray whoever comes into contact with your pastor that
Yes.
doesn't turn them away from what God
Amen.
really wants, and that's to see what's inside and not on the
Very
outside.
true.
So I
He
love you,
will.
Darlene, and you know how to get me if you want to talk after a while.
Love you, darling.
Um, my oldest brother got his. He did his in the army. He went in the army at 17. He graduated in the army. Then my oldest sister, she got her GED years and years and years later. My sister, 2 years older than me, she graduated and had a scholarship. And then me, my younger brother, he didn't graduate. So it would have been only my sister, 2 years older, would have been the only one I see's kids that have graduated. But I
Love you,
went back my
darling.
senior year.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I decided, I was 18. It was my choice if I went back or not. And good enough to put GED after school. But yeah, so I went back. I went back and I graduated.
Good
And
for you.
I was outlawed at the second half of the year. First half of the year, um, I did real good. And then second half of the year, it was like uh, I got in with a different crowd, and we kind of, oh yeah, we skipped school a lot. The end of it. Oh, one was expelled. My younger brother was kicked out of. I, he was either kicked out of kindergarten or he quit kindergarten. Yeah, they
Oh
didn't
my
take up.
goodness.
They didn't take up time with him, so he was so far. He got so far behind, and I
Oh
think
my
he just
goodness.
they just didn't take up any time with him.
Oh.
Dwayne, now um, some colleges accept GEDs.
Mm-hmm.
Like junior colleges will accept GEDs. So there's a lot of young people that will go ahead and do their GED and then go on into school. Oh my
Yes.
God. Ben,
Yes.
Ben, today, you guys, today is
Oh goodness.
today instead of talking about food, because we got food in the kitchen now. Today is we got on
Yeah.
schoolwork at school.
But
Don't
you
you
know
wish?
what? It's very insightful to people's world when you talk about that kind of stuff.
I
It really
know.
is.
Don't you wish that we could just see flashes of what everybody looked like in school? I bet Dwayne
Oh
had a
my
mullet.
goodness.
Dwayne, do you have a mullet? You and Derek.
Mine was down to my butt. I had
Ben,
long hair all the way down to my behind.
Ben, did you have long hair in school or regular?
Hair regular.
I fa- I found one of my little junior high pictures the other day. I was sitting here and I'm like, where did that come from?
When my brother and I graduated, my sister got her GED. All of my children graduated.
Oh, he had long hair. He said he still does.
Oh, good
Oh
for
no, Sonia
you.
gave herself a mohawk. Oh my gosh, Sonia.
I can see that.
I can
I can
too.
see that. I really can.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
just
girl.
mine
But
was
no,
long
mine
and
was very long.
mine was too. Mine was long in high school.
I mean, I graduated in 74, so, back then, late 60s, early 70s, they were long hair. The
Oh,
boys had long hair.
all right. Let me go let them in. Oh, all right, you
Okay,
guys, hold
go
on.
let them in. We
Hush,
won't talk
Haley.
about you too much.
I know, that's okay. Okay.
I'll listen to you. I just was, you know, I was one of these people. I had friends from all walks of life, and I mean all kinds. I just was, but that was me. I talked to everybody. Yeah, just like I do now. I still talk
I
to
did too.
everybody.
I did
I love,
too.
I love people. I always love people. People just fascinate me. I love people. God filled me up with love enough to give to everybody, and still have plenty left to give. And that's what I like to do.
I just didn't get to do a lot after school unless I was in the band. It's like when I got home, we had a lot of housework to do, and or I was just, I don't know.
We did, I mean, we did a lot. We got to hang out with our friends and stuff, but, we also had chores that had to be done, and we did those. And Saturday, you didn't go out of that house till everything was done. Everything was done, you could go. And ours was like, you go, you can play anywhere, all over the place. But if that street light come on, you better be at the house.
Yeah, I was the one having to run looking for my brother up and down the street. Yeah, that was me. Always
Yeah,
looking
you
for
better
him.
get him home.
Yeah.
Yeah, if my brother and sister ever went out and I was out at night when I got older, they better be coming. I better find them and make sure they come into the house. Because if they weren't, then I was the one in trouble. Even though I wasn't responsible for them, being I was the oldest, I should have made sure they were all coming home. I said, that just ain't fair.
Ben says he's dined with kings and bums. Bums are more fun. I started my senior year going to church until my mom wouldn't let me use the car. Um, and it was just the way our dynamic was. But
Hmm.
it was like the second half of the school year, and it's nobody's fault but my own. Um, we got it was me and the one like somebody said we all had that one, you know,
Yeah.
one overall, and she said I was her first bestest friend, and she was a senior, so
Yeah.
if she was straight A, she probably would have been valedictorian had she not met me her senior year. I'm just saying
Oh,
because
oh no,
because we
darling.
got to where some people said, "Hey, do you guys want to go down Moffitt's Mill?" Yeah, I didn't know where that was. It was a country school I went to, and it was
Yeah, let's
a
go.
mill. It was like a grist mill in the middle of
Yeah.
a cow pasture,
Yep.
and that's what we did. And they would go swimming. And I remember the first time I was there, several of the guys picked me up and threw me in. It was in April, pretty cold that April.
Yes.
Um, so that kind of started it. Then me and her hung out with them. We kind of
You want to
went
go
and
out?
done stuff like yeah.
Come on, bird.
And country kids, you go and swimming. It's like a Mountain Dew commercial, but it's not Mountain
Oh
Dew.
yeah.
It's going to be beer and all kind of alcohol and stuff. And
Yep.
that was what I'd gotten into at that point in my life. And like I said, nobody made me. It's kind of like it's a slippery slope sometimes.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
a very slippery
Oh
slope that
yeah.
if you
If we
don't stay
missed the
on,
bus, if I missed the
yeah,
bus, I had to walk to school. My mom wouldn't carry me to school. I had to walk to school.
I enjoyed riding the bus my senior year. It's weird.
Oh, I
I
did
just
too.
because because I just would cut up on the bus, and it was a long bus ride because like I said, it was a country school. But
Oh. Yeah, and the bad
I
part was the bus stop was right outside our house. It was in our yard.
but some of those things are what comes back and I think about now, the decisions I made at one point in my life. Diana said, homeschool's the only way to go in this. Even back then, Diana, when I was in school, there was still the element that you could get into anything, everything was right out there in front of me, even my
Mm-hmm.
junior high and high school before we moved to the country. Everything right up the road was a game room, and there was any and everything moving in and out of that game room.
I
And
got you.
I didn't touch none of it. I just didn't. But
Very
like
true, Diana.
but my senior year I kind of got into things that and if you don't, sometimes they'll come back even at this age, like at my age now. Sometimes I'll be doing something and then all of a sudden I think of a choice I made and think, why in the world did I do that? Or um, you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying 100%. Yes.
And I really don't think it's God telling us that, well, look, you did this, because no, we're forgiven for those things.
Yes.
But I
Come on.
think sometimes
Come on.
those thoughts will be put in our heads to make us, think, well, you made some very bad judgment calls in your
Yes.
growing up. Yes, I did. I did. Um, even after I got to, even after, I met Keegan, I made some judgment calls that weren't great. But all that matters is what we do from this point on.
Right. it's just like I tell people, you can't undo what you did. You can't unsay what you said.
No.
And if you didn't say it in the first place, you may not have a chance to say what you need to.
And
So don't miss those opportunities.
being that's why I can relate to so many different people, a
Come on.
whole range. Because when we lived in Atlanta, it was the biker crowd. Those are the
Come on.
ones that they all had bikes.
Good
My
girl.
husband parked. We had two. Well, he had two. One he parked in our bedroom at the foot of our bed, and the other was parked in our living room in the apartment complex. So um, I was around different people. So I'm like you. I worked with the company I worked with, all these biker guys and dump truck drivers. I had more respect from them than I did some of the people, the suits that would come in. You
Right.
know, um, one of my bosses, he was the owner of the company, one of his banker friends would come in. And I would hear them in there talking because my office was right by theirs.
Yeah.
I'm like, all of these truck drivers are more respectful to women than them two sitting in there talking. So I always
Yeah.
looked at people just in general. I did not think that the people in suits were above the truck drivers, that were making the money
Oh,
for the
yeah.
company. Even if Kevin hadn't have been a truck driver, I just never, um, I never
Thought about it
did
that
that.
way.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
were treated well.
yeah. And so
Yeah, I bet they looked out for you too, bud.
they did.
I bet wasn't nobody gonna get out the way.
And that's right, Ben. It's they were just who they were. Um, Now they would
Yep.
pick at me because about being a Bible thumper, and that's when I learned what that word meant. I had to ask one of the guys that, but
Yeah.
he was really really nice. But he picked at me about being a Bible thumper, and they picked at Kevin about leaving and coming back married. That he left Atlanta, came here, and then he moved back to Atlanta with me. So yeah, he came back with a Bible thumping wife. So, so but they were still all good to me. They were, um, but it was a whole different life, and it wasn't a life that I wanted to raise the kids in.
Yeah.
Keaton would still be riding a bike if our bodies don't hold up, and I know
Where you
mine
going?
wouldn't.
Go cut that grass side the house.
Huh?
But
You
Ben,
talk on the phone while I'm out there.
I have a video out there where one of his friends had uh, a cookout, and it was crawfish cookout. Mm-mm. I went and I did a little short video. I couldn't do a yes, Ben. That's correct because there's a lot of Christian biker gangs out there. Christian biker gangs out there. I mean, clubs, biker clubs. But I could not video everything because, of course, there was mixed company. There was drinking going on and stuff like that. But yeah, um, I can go and don't nobody ask, don't nobody push nothing in your face or say to drink this or no, don't drink that or why aren't you participating? No, it's just they just accept you the way you are. Me and Kevin don't hang out nowhere really. We stay home a lot. This is my hanging out right here with you guys. And here lately, um, bless your hearts, it's like my brain don't want to come back where it needs to be. Yeah, yeah. Sonia, I did exactly. My life was it is exactly what I wanted out of it. To be a wife and to be a mother, to be a grandmother. Hey, be a great grandmom. So I don't look back and think I wish I would have went down this avenue because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And I I wouldn't take nothing for where I'm at now, especially, with living where we live and having a place that's roots. Sonia, I understood what you meant. I understood what you meant. And you guys, there's only been a couple of times that I got to have friends, like girlfriends, but most of the time, my life was the kids and Kevin, and we didn't really socialize much. So this is my socializing game.
Oh,
Is I am what I am. That's right, Dwayne. And so, this part in my life, I get to have a lot of girlfriends, and I have guy friends of you guys that's on here too.
Aunt Bea says she
Because,
loved my shirt.
hey, my love, I hear my little man.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Miss Darlene said, "Hey, my love, I hear my little man." He said, "Hey, Miss Darlene." Yes, Dwayne, you are who you are, sweetie,
What you been doing?
and we like you just the way you are.
And being that's the thing, you can stop that, but a person's fundamental personality is who they are. Their fundamental core is who they are anyway.
Amen.
So a person can stop smoking, but they're still going to be the same person.
Yes.
Now, if a person's lost out there and they completely turn their life around, they might be new in spirit, but they're still going to be that core personality. I think the core personality is the way we're made.
Yes.
Go lay down, Paige.
Exactly.
And um, some people have to be kind of tough to deal with what comes into their life at any time. I've always been tenderhearted. Denise is a tenderhearted person. So
Woo, big time.
so we a person can stop something, but it's a person still who they are. Look, my husband's like a bull in the china factory sometimes. That's why if he's going to cook, used to
On
he
the
wouldn't.
outside,
I
cut
always
that
cook,
grass.
but if he's going
Might
to
as
cook,
well help.
Ben, I'll either ask him if he wants me to go help him or I stay out of his way. Because if me and him both are in the
Can I
kitchen,
fold down a little bit?
he
Yeah,
has said
keep
before,
hanging
men do not belong in the kitchen,
the gas in it.
but he's in there. He cooks now for himself. And then talking about cooking, Dwayne, he does the cooking in his house. See, I know
Yeah.
that.
So do my boys in their household.
But I love
They
cooking.
do it.
I love it. It just doesn't love me anymore. When I used to cook, I
Mm-hmm.
would cook the boilers this full of homemade soup and chili and Brunswick stew. I cook the huge pots. But when I do that now, I have to have a lot of help. It just does not happen. Oh, that sounds good, Ben.
Oh yeah,
Dwayne, did you ever get the recipe?
that sounds delicious.
Did you ever get the Brunswick stew recipe I sent you? Which Casey told me I better not, but I did anyway. Now, I just made pork chops last night. I did the easiest thing I could think of. Pork chops, cut up potatoes, put on top of it, put a bunch of onions on top of that, season it, cover it in foil, put it in the oven, and that was it.
And let her cook.
Okay. Yeah, so he's got the recipe.
Oh yeah, I got to
Oh my
put
goodness.
that
Ben
woman
said
to
his wife
Boston
says
butt up.
Ben said his wife said he cooked a lot, but he don't remember. Look, there's most chefs are men out there. I don't know, or
Oh,
when you see people barbecuing, it's a lot of men that would like to work the grill, but when we'd be around the pool every summer, it would be me cooking. And even after my stomach lap band thing, I couldn't eat, but I'd be out there cooking. Boston butts, Denise. Boston butts.
mm-hmm. Yep, I'm
I,
gonna warm one up today, and we're gonna have
I would
barbecue.
do. I'd always do a great big old Boston butt, and then this big old thing of vegetables. It would be potatoes and onions and carrots, just and
Yep, I'm gonna make some pork and rice too
so
with the
I
leftover juices.
I used to like to get out there and get in the pool and cool off, and then cook some more. And my grandson, he started out with not liking anything but chicken nuggets, and
Mm-hmm.
he got to where I tried to get him to eat. I couldn't call it a roast. Ooh, cheesy rotini pie sounds good.
Oh yeah.
But, so I started telling my grandson, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna cook a Boston butt." Nanny, you
Ooh,
said butt.
yeah.
It's about 7 or 8. Nanny, you said butt. I said, yes. And he got to giggling. I said, that's what we're going to have to eat. I said, so we start calling it Boston booty. So because we
Boston
called it
booty.
that, yes, because we called it that, my grandson would eat it because it was silly. So he would eat it.
There you go. Mine doesn't eat anything. Tatum doesn't eat meat except he will eat bacon now, and he eat chicken nuggets, but that's about the size of it.
Yeah, Dwayne said the Instant Pots is a gift from God. My rice cooker, love it. Sometimes I put
Yeah,
stuff in the Instant Pot, but I have not. I've really not tried different things because I'm sure I could have done the pork chops last night in the Instant Pot. I just have not tried different things.
that's what I'm gonna ask for Christmas.
I'm just, hey, I got to check it out.
I'm telling
Dwayne
you.
Dwayne said his kitchen is a one butt kitchen. When whenever we get everything finished and then we can do the pantry, we'll have more room in our kitchen. But right now we have a huge table in there. And so it's kind of, if two or more people are in there, it's kind of you're bumping with each other. You're bumping.
Yeah, there's not
So
enough room for everybody.
so you
I'm
guys,
like that. I'm like, get out of the kitchen.
oh, let me see. Let me go to that. Oh man, okay. Oh, oh, crispy butter cookies. Okay. And I
What?
then I am already subscribed to Chef and More. I am already subscribed. I need to go and check out some of these recipes because I see some butter cookies, I think. Oh, wait. Crispy butter
Ooh.
cookies. Hmm.
Uh-oh. Darlene, I found her a new recipe. Ooh.
Yeah.
Watch out. Oh, rigatoni. That's what I thought you was talking about, Ben.
Oh, Ben says she's got this old guy in the kitchen. Yeah, I really, really need to look up the Instant Pot different recipes to do in that
Oh, yeah.
because mostly I've just done things on done them. Oh, I haven't tried the fryer part yet. I've only done the part that is the what the steamer, not the steamer, but the oh, what is it, Denise? When you pressure cooker,
Pressure cooker.
yeah. So that's the only thing that I've tried so far in there is stuff that's pressure cooked. So I need to try the part that is the crisper or the part that can like fry chicken or fry pork chops and stuff like that.
Boston butt is part of the pork.
Oh, Sonia asked what it was.
Yeah. Part of
Oh,
the pig.
theirs is bread with cinnamon ice and sugar on top.
Yeah. I'm like, no, that's not what ours is.
Okay, you guys, I done wore down, and it's only been an hour, but I'm so tired. My eyes are
Been an hour and 30 minutes.
yeah. But
Well, you tired, you
anyway,
tired.
to Sonia said that's totally too. Sonia, what is all right? I hear like maybe the UK talk about meat pies. Is that what we call pot pies? What is meat pies? I hear
Yeah,
that
pretty
term.
much.
You've heard it, hadn't you, Denise?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Like I
like,
said, meat pies are like pot pies.
oh, I cook good homemade chicken pot pies now. I have to,
Oh,
I
I
have to,
bet.
I do. I cook that real good. Ooh, I think I might have enough stuff to do that tonight.
All right. You make a big one?
Yeah.
That what you do? Yeah, just make one big one.
Even though I don't have the crust. I'd have to make homemade crust. I've never tried that.
Well, just use hey, make you some biscuits and put on top of it.
Sonia said that she's asked for one for her birthday, which is in 21 days for one of those.
Or
Instant.
yeah, or
Yep.
make some. Yeah, make some biscuits and drop them on top instead of rolling them.
Yes.
Just make some biscuits and drop on top.
And there's the recipe in the from that pot. There is the recipe for that. So I'm going to have to look that recipe up because it does show to drop the biscuit dough on top.
Yeah, that's
And
what I said. It'd be
yeah,
just be easier than worrying about a crust, and
Sonia,
everybody gets some anyway.
the between StreamYard and the chat, there is a huge delay. There is
Big
a
time.
huge delay in what
Yes.
what we see and then what we talk about.
Go, Sonia.
But yesterday, you guys, Denise knew I wasn't feeling good, and I had to get off here. And even Casey come in. He said, "Mom, you just don't look right." And I know some of you would think, um, "Now how could he just tell you you don't look right?" There's just a look, and they don't know what it is yet. But when I
It
did
just
go,
when you know somebody, yeah, you know when something's not right.
when I did go lay down, there came Bailey. She came up there, Denise, and licked my face and got right between my arms and started doing her breathing thing.
Yep,
So undoubtedly there was something that I wasn't feeling good, that she come in there and got
yep,
right up next to me. And then once I got okay, I guess, she got away from me and
yep.
curled up on the bed away from me.
She
Uh,
was there when you needed her.
yeah,
That's
you
what she
guys,
does.
yeah, she's good that way, but Casey knows, and they they don't know what it is. So I come on in the mornings, and I'll be here whether
Yep.
there's one person here or just me and Denise sit here live and just chit chat and talk.
Oh, I know. We were talking about that today.
Yeah,
Well, nobody's here. I said that's okay. We'll just talk.
but as
Oh
long
yeah.
as the good Lord lets me get up in the mornings and come in here, because I didn't sleep good last night, and part of me wanted to just keep sleeping.
Sorry about
Dwayne
that. I kept dropping y'all.
Dwayne said, he said it's Darlene syndrome.
Hey, that's a good name. I'll take it.
So yes,
Let them
I'll
out
take.
or
Yeah, I wind down. I'm like one of those little toys, you wind up and I'm wide open, and then I just start winding
yeah.
down. And once I get to a certain point,
Granny, can we make cake now?
there's
Huh?
no more winding up.
In a minute.
All right, we'll get together tomorrow for some more coffee bean. And
I love you
love you
guys.
guys. And you guys, remember Blandine and her family today.
Yes,
They're laying her
please.
husband to rest today. Um, remember Darlene B and her family, because when you're going through
Yes,
church stuff, it's something that
definitely.
is very, very hurtful. So remember her, and you guys still remember Chris O's family. Well, his neighbor's
The
family.
neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, Sonia gets her test results tomorrow, which
Traci, hopefully, will hear something quick.
yes, Tracy has a doctor's appointment today.
For the
Sonia's
CT
is,
scan.
I think it's Sonia's today or tomorrow. Sonia, I don't know. But I know you said Wednesday you got your test results back. Wherever you go, there you are. Live in the moment.
Amen.
So I will see you guys in the morning. God bless you guys. God bless your families. And God bless our morning ladies, you guys. We got to get us all back on the full panel again.
Yes.
I
I
miss all
love
my
y'all so
ladies.
much.
So if you guys need me, you can message me, and I'll get back with you, FaceTime with you, whatever you need. And
Me too.
but I promise, when I get off here, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna get my cream cheese and some of that lime jelly.
Yep. And your
And I'll
crackers.
let you guys know what that tastes like.
I
But
love y'all.
I'll see you in the morning. Bye, you
Be
guys.
safe.